Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This is a video that was supposed to be done about 2 weeks or so ago. Got a little bit under the weather, but basically, let me explain. Right now, March 1st, 2015, I'm Tstreet Controversy. This is Tstreet Controversy Live. If you've noticed, there's been a lot of new content on the channel. First, let me explain that nothing is going to change about my video output. Nothing is changing. I'm still going to be doing post-fight results. I'm still going to be doing predictions. I'm still going to be talking about boxing news and etc. For those who've been around for quite some time, understand that if you remember, I was with a channel before the previous channel I was with. And what we did was we had meets covering boxing. We had mixed martial arts, we had pro wrestling, we had world news, entertainment news, etc., etc., etc. on that channel. To whereas in now, to support my boxing content, I'm actually adding more boxing content with the help of Be Real TV. And also, Be Real TV is just one segment of content I'll be adding. So basically, let me explain. With what I'm trying to do is, I know it's a large task for someone just on a YouTube level myself, but I've seen that that it is working to an extent. So you got a guy like me, an American fan, who wants to bridge the gap between UK fighters or any fighters in the world with American fighters, basically, for example, spreading awareness. So guys like Cole Frampton, Tyson Fury, Chris Eubanks Jr., who I covered this weekend, I covered them extensively for American fans who want to know about, well, who is Danny Jacobs going to be fighting next? Who is Andy Lee or Peter Quillen going to be fighting next? Who is Vladimir Klitschko or Brian Jennings going to be fighting next? You know, so when a guy like Tyson Fury comes over here, if he comes over here, and I understand, you know, he doesn't like fighting in the States because of his family. Long story. I understand. I want people to understand who these fighters are, what their personalities are, what they bring to the ring, will they be boring or not? You know, can they sell a fight? Yada yada yada. To whereas I've noticed the feedback has been good overall, but then you have people who really just don't understand the business aspect of it, and that's what I'm here to explain. So I can't and I will not be flying over to the UK for all these different fights. I will most likely probably go to the UK once a year. It won't be in 2015. If it is, it'll probably be at the end of this year. But I will go to the UK, you know, one UK fight, maybe one German fight per year. To whereas in now I can't get over there. So therefore, to help complete the brand and all, it was, I had to get someone over in the UK, and luckily, you know, me and Be Real TV, we clicked to the point where we're two different brands, but yet we're collaborating to not only help the sport, but also to improve our brands and spread awareness, if that makes sense. So when it comes to what I'm doing, you got Be Real TV. Yes, you've seen that footage. Why? It's because you have Chris Eubanks Jr. versus Dimitri Chudinov. You have Tyson Fury versus Christian Hammer. I'm a big Tyson Fury fan. Not so much for Chris Eubanks Jr. But still, since I'm talking about the fights, you know how I'll do a fight week prediction. I'll do the news involved in the fight. I'll do a post-fight results, you know, and so many videos leading up. I figure, why not add the actual fighter footage? Why not add training day footage? Why not add a press conference, post-fight press conference? So you see how it runs hand in hand. You got a guy like me who years ago, you know, not even years ago, 2 years ago, was like, people were saying you would never get to the fighters. You would never be able to do this. You would never be able to do that. And this is not necessarily addressing the haters, but but what it is to make a point where what I've done with the Chris Eubanks Jr. and the Tyson Fury, Christian Hammer stuff, as far as on my own, Be Real TV was the perfect complement to that. So let's move on. For example, we understand that YouTube is not easy. I understand that there's people that think that doing YouTube is an easy job. It's not. I understand, and I've learned more and more over the last several months that everyone thinks that they can come on YouTube and just strike it big. It just doesn't work like that. I told you in many videos, I had to lose it all, lose a lot, and technically, yes, I'm legally disabled. So what I'm saying to you is that I make this look easy, but it's not. I understand you see me, it's like, oh, this guy's doing it, you know, I can be able to do it too. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. There's so much behind the scenes that has to be done. So as far as, the collaboration with Be Real TV, I'm completely happy with it, and it's not going anywhere. Now then we talked about the UK. Now remember, I told you I can't get over there flying all around the world for every single, fight. So what do is you get someone over here that does that. So as far as the UK is concerned, Be Real TV is gonna have that on lock. To whereas we're working together, I'll be able to get that stuff over here for American fans, and then over there for Be Real TV, I'll be doing the same thing for him as well. So here's another example. I got a guy who's going to be covering Canelo versus Kirkland. I don't live in Texas, but yet we're going to have a guy down there. I'm working on getting a guy to cover Johnny Gonzalez versus Gary Russell Jr. I don't live there, but I'm getting someone to cover it. I got a guy in Las Vegas. I got a guy now in Los Angeles. I got a guy up in Rhode Island. I'm getting a guy down in Miami. I'm going to get someone over in Germany. I'm going to get someone over in Belfast. And understand that we're not trying to be like anyone else. It's just that, for one, no one does what I do like I do. And that's not me being cocky or conceited. It's just that when it comes to numbers, numbers don't lie. Now, I understand someone's going to combat that and saying, well, numbers have been down, your channel's slowing down. Not necessarily, because we have to be perfectly honest with you. To be perfectly honest with you, my bad, hang in there, gotta pay homage. To be perfectly honest with you, thanks to this man right here, thank you, Al Heyman, thank you so much. Starting in the next 5 or so days, I'm going to be having more boxing to cover than I've ever had in my entire YouTube career. Right now, my channel is on pace to be at 25,000 subscribers come July the 28th, which is my 1-year anniversary. So it's only right for me to expand. And I've told you before in many videos to people who have followed me. Yes, they thought I was bullshitting. Now you can see I'm not bullshitting. That I can't just be in the box. I got to advance. And as far as this level is concerned, the YouTube level, I'm starting to feel like I somewhat mastered it. And I'm talking about doing videos like on my own, like in this box with no interviews or anything. So therefore, to avoid situations like where my credibility was questioned when it came to Mayweather versus Pacquiao being official, what I'm doing now is I'm going to have guys in the gyms. I'm going to have guys at the events, like I've always said I was going to do. Therefore, you can't throw that word credibility around as much as you used to. Because why? It's because I have people at the events. I have people with the fighters. I know the fighters. I'm in with majority of the fight. I don't want to get into that. It's either you ride with me and believe me, or you think I'm bullshitting and you don't. Remember, my channel is only 7 months old. As it stands right now, my channel, I know it seems like I've been around on YouTube forever. It'll be 5 years in November. But as far as Tstreet Controversy Live, this YouTube channel that you're watching this video on, nearly 13,500 subscribers in 7 months. Now, take what you want from that. Think I'm boasting or think I'm doing this and that. I know, and I know for a fact that I'm a threat, and I know for a fact that that I have a plan, and my plan is going to work. So, if you feel that you want to, post to one of my videos, for example, that you're unsubscribing, then I look at you as being a girl. That's the type of stuff that females do. If I unsubscribe from a channel, which I hardly ever do, rarely, I don't think I ever do it, I wouldn't just go to the channel unsubscribing so the person, no, just leave. You don't have to just leave. But at the same time, I know that the content that's being brought to me right now, and the content that's being provided to the channel right now is groundbreaking in a sense, if that makes sense. But at the same time, I have to let you know, things are getting better. So therefore, I'm starting to think to myself that there are people that want to see me, or supporters, or people say they're supporters, want to see me in just one place, because I understand you want me to, you want it to be like, you want to feel that I'm just one of the guys, I'm just like you and everything like that. But at the same time, this is a business. I mean, really, is it smart business? I mean, is it smart business for me not to get someone over in the UK and I cover all their fights? Is it smart business for me not to start expanding and getting guys, you know, correspondents over in LA and in Las Vegas? Is that not smart business? And that's what that's the part that I don't understand, because you'll have you okay, I understand that right now. People are going to start throwing out names of other channels. I understand that. Oh, he's trying to be like this, that, and this and that and this and that. But at this point in time and right now, YouTube is just a foundation for me. I don't honestly, you know, even though it's kind of sad to say, I really don't plan on being on YouTube within the next 2 years. I mean, within the next 2 years. It's a foundation for something bigger I have planned, if that makes sense. And to be perfectly honest with you, you know, not to be disrespectful, but you got to be a fool to not see the advancements that I've made. You've got to be a fool to not see the advancements that I've made. And also how difficult that it is. You know, I myself on the East Coast, for example, I'm going to be attending maybe 3 fights, maybe 4 in the next 6 months. And I'm talking about live full coverage. If you don't know what I mean by live full coverage, then go check out my playlist right down below on the channel for Vladimir Klitschko versus Brian Jennings and Bernard Hopkins versus Sergey Kovalev. And what that means is I'm going to be covering, just like my guys, the first press conference, the media days, the media workouts, the final press conference, post-fight press conference, the fight, the weigh-ins, interviews. So all I say is thank you for those who have supported. Hang in there. I'm a little under the weather, but as you know, if you don't know me, put it this way. Let me put it this best way to put it is, you may see sometimes I may be slacking on videos. I may be doing maybe about 10 to 12 videos a week. To whereas in, if you notice me, once boxing season gets started, as far as right now, March the 7th, you can say boxing season is fully started as far as Americans are concerned, even though boxing season has started a week ago for someone like myself. But, excuse me, what you're going to see now is me pumping out like I used to, 15, 20, 30 videos a week. I mean, it's just not new. You know, there's 2 times a year when I take off. Like usually in the mid to late summer before Mayweather, I usually get about a month or so to get a whole bunch of shit in check. And then usually the month of January and February, that's usually how it goes, where those are the times where I really actually get to have like what I can call a vacation. Because remember, I'm obligated, you know, and I'm not going to say obligated because, you know, okay, I'm going to say obligated because if I don't cover these fights on Saturday nights, like you guys are going to be like, where's Tstreet at? So therefore, I'm obligated to cover my God, you know, like 46, 40 plus. It's only 52 weeks in a year. 46 last I counted, 46 Saturday nights, 46 Saturdays that I have to sit in front of a television or I have to be at a fight. So cut me some slack. The plan is coming together. So you're seeing right now, you're seeing that UK footage. I understand that people thinking, oh, he's just trying to get the UK market. I've already had the UK market. We're going to leave that at that. I'm just adding content to support my videos. Now you're going to start seeing a whole bunch of footage from Texas. You're going to start seeing a whole bunch of footage from Los Angeles. You're going to see a whole bunch of footage from Las Vegas. You're going to start seeing, you know, footage from Australia. I just got the Australian thing taken care of. So I'm going to be having Australian Anthony Mundine footage on the channel, or not even Anthony Mundine, Australian boxing footage on the channel. So once again, I understand, you know, I seem like some ragtag type of guy and all that, but at the same time up here, once again, I got a plan. Thank you for support. Tstreet Controversy is enjoying the long-term collaboration with Be Real TV. Shout out to all his guys. Shout out to my guys. I'm going to actually be we're actually going to have Twitter accounts for all my guys. And right now my team is consisting of, I have a team of 8. Now, out of those 8 right now, 4 of which are getting to the fights and such and such. So the only thing I can really tell you is, damn, I spilled my tea and my water. The only thing I can tell you is, listen, just give it some time. I understand right now you think like, oh, what is this, Tstreet? You know, for example, here's some of the comments I'm getting. Tstreet, you're diluting your brand. Tstreet, you don't need them. Tstreet, you don't need this, you don't need that. And I'm thinking, when I hear comments like this, I'm thinking like, well, just go start a YouTube channel on your own, you know? If you want to critique a guy like me, go start a channel of your own and tell me how difficult it is. And then we can talk. Until then, we read all comments, even if I don't read them all myself, we read all comments and we respond to all feedback as far as, if someone says, something like, okay, well, you need to start doing this more. We're looking at all that stuff as long as it's reasonable. But at the same time, I'm not going to allow you to just be coming on here just talking all your shit and you really don't know what you're talking about. Especially when I get comments like from people telling me shit like, and I'm not taking it seriously, but I'm just talking about the level of ignorance there is. Terrell, for example, somebody used my real name. They said Terrell in a comment, you need to just stay on your own. What you do is golden. And I'm thinking, yes, that may be true. But at the same time, to the hardcore boxing fans, I do feel that I owe you interviews and fight footage and things like that, and I can't get to the UK. Once again, Tstreet Controversy Live, a real con. Oh, for example, people were saying similar shit when I started with RealCombatMedia.com. Why don't you get your own website? Why don't you do this and that? And I say, look, see how things are turning out. Things are working. So I'm saying this: by July of this year, you can expect for Tstreet Controversy Live to be bigger than you ever thought it was, to the point where all the naysayers you will have nothing left to say. I'm working my ass off, literally. Sick or not, I'm working around the clock because these are things that have to be put into place. I put the foundation now. Now I'm expanding. Once again, I'm still going to be doing videos like always, except when I had all that other stuff, we're going to have boxing content. It's up to you to watch. You do not have to watch it. You do not have to watch it. But as far as America is concerned and American fans are concerned, they need that stuff from the UK. We need stuff from, and yes, we have our sources to be able to get it, but we need an American. In America, we need an American doing it. The people who are covering all those overseas fights and going to those fights, they're not Americans. No, yes, you have Michelle Joy Phelps, but realistically, who else is it? I'm Tstreet Controversy. This is Tstreet Controversy Live. And by the way, Michelle Joy Phelps is already with Sky Sports Boxing. Me, Tstreet Controversy. I know I'm sweating, sweating out the flu. I'm on some Buckleys, if you know what that is. If you don't know what Buckley's is, then you. But me, Michelle Joy Phelps, Spencer Farron, Sky Sports Toe to Toe podcast. I'll be starting this month for the next coming weeks. Right now, I'm cramming to get a few more things taken care of, and then you'll start to see the fruits of what I have to offer. Tstreet Controversy Live, Be Real TV. Subscribe to both channels. There's a reason why I'm telling you to do this. Subscribe to BeRealTV.com. The link, Be Real, keep saying, it sounds so much better saying .com. But subscribe to Be Real TV. The link is right below. Give me 1 minute. The link is right below. RealCombatMedia.com as well. I know she's saying you shouldn't be doing videos because you're sick. Listen, calm. I got this. Tstreet Controversy Live.